Hey everyone, Lickety Split here. Today we're on to episode 6 of our Box of Tabletop series for Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol Orcs. Today we're going to be working on the Beast Snagger boss, and we are going to be starting out with a skin, which would be a 4:1 ratio of Gutripper Flesh to Lahmian medium. I'm going to be putting this all over skin. We will be avoiding the lower lip. So let's get it in there and get it spread even. I like to add the Lahmian to it, and that 4:1 ratio gives you a little bit more working time with it. Seems to anyway. And just make sure you miss that lower lip. We'll be doing something else with that later. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and be right back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be a mixture, 4:1 mixture of flesh tear is red, 4 parts flesh tear is red to 1 part Lahmian medium. And we're going to paint this on any of the parts with the red iconography, the stuff around the base of the horns, and any other part kind of to match the box art is where there might be red, like these little teeth things here. So like all the teeth, this little belt, extra teeth that are bolted on here, the bases of the horns, and the eyes, and those are his little things from his shoulder pads. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be a 4-part mixture of Snakebite Leather and Lahmian medium. We're going to use this to paint Beast Boss's pants or trousers, depending on what side of the pond you're from. Just take your time, get in there, and try to be as neat as possible. That means less cleanup later. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to go on to our next color. Next color is going to be a 1:1 mixture of Sygax Brown and contrast medium. And we're going to use this on all of the leather on the beast boss. So any leather straps, belts, that sort of thing. Alright, I'm going to finish this guy up and be back. Okay, we're on to our next color. We're going to use some Army Painter Broadsword Silver. For this step, if you're using Citadel, you could use Iron Warriors with a coat of Known oil over it and get pretty much the same thing. So what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be painting all of the metal parts, like the weapon blade, his hand, the lower jaws here, and probably this little patch back here. Okay, so with this stuff, you got to make sure you shake it real well, you get it on there, and then just kind of slowly spread it, and just work it in. Okay, I'm going to be finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. Next color is going to be a 4:1 mixture of Terradon Turquoise to 1 part Lahmian medium. And we're going to paint this on his scale, I don't know, Tabard, and back here, the little coverings. So just go along nice and easy. Put enough in here so it flows into the recesses. Oops. That part's a little bone. I'll have to redo that later, but that's alright. Okay, I'm going to finish this part up and I will be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be a 2-part Black Legion to 1-part contrast paint. And we're going to use this for the boots. Just like that. I like to use this combination of contrast to Black Legion because it pretty much highlights itself. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Our next color is going to be a mixture of 4 parts Gore-Grunta Fur to 1 part Lahmian medium, and we're going to use this for the fur. So we're just going to get in there and spread it all throughout the fur. Like so. Just be careful not to go over into other areas, if at all possible, to avoid any sort of cleanup later. And it looks like here the fur ends. We got some white. There's gonna be white armor plating below it, so just be careful. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and be back. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next color. The next color is gonna be some Corax white, and we're gonna use this to paint over the horns. Because when I paint these, I don't quite want them as bright, as warm as the other colors on the figure. So make sure your paint is thinned so it flows nice and even. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. The next color is going to be a 4-to-1 mixture of Black Templar and contrast medium. And we are going to paint this over the Terradon Turquoise we did earlier. And really sink into the crevices and really define them. And they'll sit nicely on top too, kind of dull it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Alright, we're moving on to our next color. Our next color is going to be some ball red. We're going to use this to start painting in our little squig. There. Go ahead and avoid this little tube on his back. Otherwise you have to clean it up when we paint it later. And on the front, just go around all the skin, right? But avoid that lower lip right here. Like this. Just avoid the lower lip. Okay, I'm going to finish it up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some Skeleton Horde. And we're going to use this on any of these little teeth he's got hanging off them. So the ones here, I got one down here. I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, the next color we're going to be doing is a 1-to-1 mixture of Rattling Grime to contrast, and we're putting this on the horns. Put it on there, more on paint on the brush. So, like that, and then use your fingers to wipe some off the tip. And then you've got a highlight and then the base. And you can kind of touch it up if you want to. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to finish the rest of them and be right back. And now we're going to move on, start painting the armor. And first color we're going to be putting down is some Seraphim Sepia. A little more on the brush. Yep, and just anywhere you're going to have a white armor, we're going to go ahead and put down a Seraphim Sepia just like this. Give it some shading to the crevices and stuff. Okay, I am going to go ahead and finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some pale tan green. It's not too much. And we're going to use this on all the skin. And again, with the pale tan green, we will be avoiding the lower lip. That will be done later. There. Like that. I'm going to be finishing up the rest and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. Next color is going to be some Imperial Fist. And we are going to use this to color in the little Sprig's eye. So I got a little touch up to do right there. Okay, I'll be back with the next color. Alright, we're going to move on to our next colors. Actually, we're going to be shading the red parts. You can do three different things. I'm going to do three different things. We can use Agrak Earthshade, Carolberg Crimson, or just leave it as is. That way with one base coat, you can get three different tones. So we can do the Carolberg Crimson here. You can kind of get an idea what it looks like. Darkens it up nice. And the Agrak Earthshade. Might a little much. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, or we just leave it alone. Alright, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, now we're going to move on to the remaining metallics. We're going to do some of the teeth. I'm using Army Painter's Speed Paint Metallics, Talos Bronze on this one. So like the teeth that we haven't painted in the red, we're going to go ahead and paint in that color. Stuff like the grip here, these little things here, cross guard, we'll be painting in this metallic. Okay, I'm going to get to, like the pistons on these little shocks here that we're doing as well. Looks like I gotta hit this part with some Broadsword silver. Alright, I'm gonna finish this up and be back. Okay, move on to the next color. I'm gonna use some Mantis Warrior green on these tubes coming out of the back. Here and here, and the one on the little targeting screen. Okay, I'll finish this up and be back. We're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some Reichland Flesh Shade, and we are going to use this on a little targeting squig up here. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some Ork Flesh, and we're going to use this to relayer highlight, so highlighting the flesh. We just want to do the higher points and leave all that shading in the recesses. So just go ahead and take your time. And apply it to the high points. You can kind of follow along with where it's showing on the skin here, because you can see where stuff's settled in the recess, and just paint the higher points. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some Corax white, and we're going to be using this to relayer the white armor. Try to leave a little gap like here in between, like in the recesses, so you can see that differentiation in it. You don't want to relayer everything, just part of it, like so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color. Next color is going to be some Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White. But you can use white scar for this step if you're using Citadel. And what we're going to be doing is going over the places we just did in Corax white, leaving some separation. Kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and all the rest of the white, and I'll be back. Okay, on the next color is going to be some Carolberg Crimson. And I'm going to do this little seam here where it's been all stitched back together. Kind of like that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, your next color is going to be some Sygax Brown, and we're going to do a little dry brushing on the fur that we painted in Gore-Grunta Fur earlier. Just catch the tips, don't push too hard, just a light dry brush to kind of bring out the tips a little bit more and the edges. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, we're going on to our next color. Next color is going to be some Iyanden Yellow, and we're going to use this on the eyeball where we painted the Imperial Fist earlier. Just like that. Okay, we're going to move on to our next color. Next color is going to be a 4-to-1 mixture of Lupus Pink. 4 parts Lupus Pink, 1 part Lahmian Medium. And we're going to use this to paint the inside of his mouth and the gums. We're going to do the lower lip in a different color later, so leave that alone. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, on to our next color. Our next color is going to be some 4-to-1 mixture of Terradon Turquoise to Lahmian Medium. And we're going to use this to paint the eye socket. And so, okay, on to the next step. Okay, on the next color is going to be some Druchii Violet, and we're going to use it to paint that lower lip. Oops, a little bit more. Just like so. Okay, I'll go on to the next step. Okay, we're going to go on to our next step. Next step's going to be take some Screaming Skull, and we're going to pick out the teeth. Beast Boss. Oops. And you try to leave a little bit at the bottom of the tooth, so it looks like it's going into the gums. Like so. Okay, on to the next step. All right, we're gonna go on to our next color. Our next color is gonna be some Evil Sun Scarlet, and we're gonna use this to paint in the eyes. Just gonna do a little bit of red like that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, on to the next color. Next color is gonna be some Black Legion. And we're going to use this to paint in these, in these little stitches here. Like so. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, next color is going to be some Vallejo Silver Metallic game color, their game color line. I'm going to use that to paint right here. Already did that part, and I'm going to use it to give a little edge highlights, all the different metallics. Just a little bit extra, not much, just a little bit more to make it pop a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and be back. Okay, on to our next color. Next color is going to be a Citadel Technical Paint. It's Waystone Green. And we're going to paint this over a little bit more. I'm going to put this over where we put the Vallejo Silver Metallics. This is a technical paint that you need to put over a bright silver like that, because it's designed to make that silver show through and be shiny. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, on to the next color. Next color really isn't a color, because I'm going to use this Sakura Micron Pigment Pen, an 003, to go in here and draw little crosshairs on this Grig's eye. Like so. Okay, be back with the next step.